Welcome to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and yes, I am the Loner Ranger here on this beautiful Sunday morning, thinking about buying a home, thinking about selling a home. Maybe it's time to talk to me about what do you need to do for your next step to get into buying your next property. I had a class this week that I held on real estate mastery, on how to buy homes, how to sell homes, how to get in for the least amount of money possible, and how to accumulate lots of properties. You know, I teach this class that is truly designed on helping you gain wealth in real estate, generational wealth too. I mean, it's not one of those hokey pokey things where you got to sign up for this week-long or weekend program, pay me $1,500 to get in it. No. You know what? I've been teaching folks this for years, and I do it because I'm passionate about doing it, and I'm doing it because I like to watch you grow. I don't even charge anything for that. So there's no, I got no horse in the race. I do it to help you understand how it worked for me. And I got a 10th grade education. Well, that's not entirely true. I don't quite have a 10th grade because I didn't finish the 10th grade, but I do have a PhD. I do have a public high school diploma. Well, that's not true either. I have a public high school diploma equivalency from Seminole Community College. But yes, so how would somebody that never finished the 10th grade be qualified to teach people on how to amass wealth in real estate? Well, because I've done it. And I do it, and I'm passing it on to my children, and I'm passing it on to their children, and I'm teaching them how to duplicate those efforts. I developed a program called Leapfrog, and it's how you can get into a home, because I didn't have a lot of money to get into a home. So I had to always do minimum down payment programs, and I just got one after another, until I built up this quite healthy portfolio of real estate, and rental incomes were making me lots of money. Now, I have made some mistakes along the way. One of my biggest mistakes was that I sold most of my properties earlier than I probably should have, because with all the appreciation that we've seen in the market lately, if I would have kept them on for a few more years, would have really just... I don't even need to say it. You know what it would have done. If you have questions for me, I am the Loner Ranger, CrossCountry Mortgage. Been in the mortgage business for 33 years. Come March 19th, it will be 33 years. I have, in my opinion, the best mortgage company in the industry. Why do I say that? Not because of me, but because of the people I surround myself with. We are dedicated to a great level of service. I'm a direct lender. I'm in all 50 states. I help people get what they need when it comes to getting a great mortgage and getting real estate advice. Call me at 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313, or go to my website to apply for a mortgage online at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Attend any one of my classes. I'm also teaching a class in April. I put this together, and I'm gonna share something with you guys, because you guys are my friends and family out there, and my loyal listeners, and I love it when y'all call me and you know, some of you are surprised that I actually answer the phone. Yes, that's my cell phone number that I give out, you guys. Now, listen, you don't find any other mortgage companies on the radio that give out their personal cell phone number. Why do I do that? Because my clients are important to me. The connection, the relationships are important to me. They're not important to Rocket Mortgage. They're not important to Bank of America. They're not important to Wells Fargo. They say they are in their commercials, but they're really not. But that's my life. I live here in Central Florida. I grew up here. My kids grew up here. I run my business here. I want my clients to know that they can stop in and see me. I want my clients to know that if they call me, they'll get a return phone call. I want my clients to know that they have somebody on this end that understands and will help them. So I'll tell you what. I told you at the beginning of the year, actually at the end of last year, that in 2022, my primary goal was to help 50 new buyers per month. Now, not just new clients. These are just first-time home buyers that are renting, that are struggling to get in the market. Now, I bit off a hefty goal there, because that's 600 transactions in a year just for first-time home buyers. That's a lot. That's a great deal. That may not sound like a lot to you, but 50 new clients that have never bought a home before coming through my door every month is a lot to chew. Now, why did that become such a difficult task to be able to undertake? Well, because the first-time home buyer is becoming pushed out of the home buying opportunity more and more every single day. As you listen to this show, it's becoming harder and harder. Why? Housing prices are continuing to rise. They're not going down, folks. Don't call me up and go, I don't want to buy because they're at an all-time high. Of course they're at an all-time high. They were an all-time high yesterday. They're going to be at an all-time higher tomorrow. You can go back into history. Look at the history of houses. It's not that hard. You can Google it. Look at it. Start back from about 1959 when I was born and look at what housing did then. Come on. You could have bought a 4.3 you could have bought a 4.3 in Domrick for $7,500 in 1959. Now, then you got into the 60s and people went, oh my gosh, real estate, it's hit $15,000 to buy a home. Who would have thought? It'll never go any higher. That's ridiculous. Just keep saying that to yourself. Listen, the dollars don't matter. Last year, this time, $272,000 median price. Right now, $329,000 median price. If you can find one for $329,000, but that is our recorded median price right now. So next year, it'll be $390,000. In the year after that, it'll be $450,000. In the year after that, it'll be $525,000. So it doesn't matter. Look at California. Just follow the path, guys. We just trail California. Look what you get in Santa Monica. Okay, Santa Monica, not the, it's not, we're not talking downtown LA or Hollywood Hills or Beverly Hills. Just the suburbs of Santa Monica. You couldn't buy a condo there for under $650,000, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. Now, go back 20 years. Look at their prices, same as ours are right now. Same thing. You can follow it. It's not that hard to do. So you might say it's getting out of hand for you or it's getting out of reach, and it is. But for those of you that already own, you're not going to have the challenges that a first-time homebuyer has, because you're going to sell the house, you're going to make a ton of money when you sell it, and you're going to have a lot of money to put down. But getting into the game becomes more challenging for a first-time homebuyer. But guess what? The Lone Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, is here to help. I'm committed to helping more of you. So I had this, matter of fact, let me give out my number just while you're listening, 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. So I had a situation that actually happened right here in my family. My cousin, who is in her 70s, had prepared her will and trust that when she passes, that her 2 daughters would split their inheritance, split all of her assets. Well, Christmas Eve, one of her daughters passed. Changed everything. Changed it all. So she looked back and she goes, well, who am I going to leave my money to? I'm still going to leave my money to one of my daughters, but all of my money I planned on leaving to the other one as well, so she had a place to live. Now she's out of the picture. So what am I going to do? So we looked at it and she said, I have 5 grandchildren. I'll just leave each one of them 1/20th of each of my estate. I said, okay, great. Let's look at each one of those, and what are they going to do with that money? So they're going to each get, say, $25,000 to $35,000. Okay? You've never had money before. You are a hardworking American, but you've never, you don't have a real grasp on managing credit, understanding credit, managing money that you fall into. What are you going to do with it? I know what you're going to do with it. First thing you're going to do is buy an 80-inch screen TV, okay, so it fills up your wall. Then you might go out and buy a Harley. Then you might go out and buy a Boston Whaler. I don't know, some other junk, right? Nothing to show for it. Now, then within a year or two, all the money will be spent, and the Harley will be wrecked, and the boat will be sitting in the side yard. So all this money that they would inherit will go to nothing, absolutely nothing. So I said, don't do that. give them the money, but it can only be used for the down payment of a home. She goes, but what if they never buy a home? What if they don't have the credit? What if they don't have the income? Well, I guess that gives you pretty good motivation then, doesn't it? So you got $35,000 staring you in the face. So in order to use it, you have to establish credit, maintain credit, and have a job to be able to pay the bills. Is that so bad? Is that so bad? So she's like, well, how am I going to do that? I said, well, I'm going to first of all help you. Second of all, when they have that money sitting out there and they see their cousin or their brother and their sister gets their money and they don't get theirs, it's going to be a problem. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to get motivated. And sometimes people need a little motivation. So listen, these kids that we're speaking of were homeschooled and not very well, okay? They wouldn't know what to do if you put the money in their hands right now, it's going to be gone. I mean, it's just going to be gone. And then nothing to show for it. Or we can change their life generationally, meaning that once you buy a home, you don't go back to renting. Nobody goes back to renting. You continue to buy more homes, or you sell that home and get another one. 407-706-3313. So here's what I'm doing. I looked at that situation and I'm like, man, there are so many young folks out there that really have never had the opportunity or had the instructions on how to buy a home, how to maintain credit, the things that we should have learned when it came to home economics or something. So I'm going to be teaching a class to young adults from the age of 15 to 32. Now, 15, so I can get you set up so by the time you're 17, 18, 19, you got a credit card and you know how to use it and you're responsible about using it. Balancing a checkbook, building credit, how to use credit. So let's face this, guys, okay? When it comes to renting is a form of enslavement. You are enslaved into your landlord. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a landlord. I got properties. I help people. But renting is an enslavement. You get into renting, and as the rent goes up, you can't afford to save money to go buy the house. It's the chicken and the egg. So how do you get out of renting? You got to break the cycle. Because renting perpetuates poverty. And home ownership perpetuates wealth. And it's generational wealth. Because once you own, sooner or later, you're going to die. Who's going to get the property? They're going to get a bunch of equity in the property. Now, you can leave them money or you can leave them equity. Let it grow. Real estate will grow and people can't spend the money. So I like leaving my wealth to my kids in the form of real estate, because as long as they're taught on how to manage and pay bills and do all those things, then that real estate will build for them. So my kids are going to inherit all my properties, commercial and residential, but they're required to contribute 5 properties to it within their lifetime, and that's written in my will and trust. Both kids. So they contribute to it. Their kids contribute to it. You see how you can establish a trust that will create generational wealth for many, many families along the way. Because if each family contributes 5 properties that are all paid off by the time they retire, imagine how much wealth is built in that. Now, listen, have you ever met a land baron that was poor? Really? Neither have I. Have you ever met somebody that was renting that was rich? No, neither have I. So rich people don't get rich and landowners get rich. It's simple. It's the secret. It's not rocket science. I want you to stop everything, pick up the phone, and get your kids or anybody you know that's renting into my class on April the 13th at 6 p.m. They must go to WeBringYouHome.com, go to my events page, and get them enrolled right away. If you are a parent or grandparent, you can attend the class as well. 100 seats available. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show.